this is the key. All right, so essentially what we see here is a free float curve. Now, I put together, and with the help of lots of fucking Wall Street bet people, we had like 70 plus people in here, if not more. And we started like gathering data. The goal here is to figure out the true short float percent to ensure AMC and other stocks that we've been bumping up like hell are actually legitimately this percent short float. Now, the reason that percent short float is super important is because that's what we're squeezing, right? Like the reason that GME is currently at like 500 or whatever the hell it's at now is because of this giant percent, right? Well, when you look at a bunch of websites, as you can see here, we have MarketWatch, Bank of America, Short Squeeze, they're reporting all these different numbers. So what the fuck is the real number, right? Like, what is the real number? The answer was in this program, which I've never even heard of, but they fucking had it. Now you can see the free float currently is at 70, which is insanely high. It's not as high as GME, but it's high enough to be big. And what this means is that all these people started buying on loan, right? Like all of their stocks that they have are not yet paid. And so it's the exact same situation as GME. Exact same. This also explains why we saw originally this giant dip in AMC price. It's going to go back up because if we can get enough information out that says, look, these people are getting greedy again, they're starting to buy more and more, they're doubling down on their shorts. They're literally like, we're just going to double down, and they're taking more and more of the fucking stocks on loan, which is insane, especially when you have 1,000 people trying to fucking bump it up. Like, what the fuck are they doing? They're like giving us money. So yeah, hold strong. It's going to be GME again. This was super helpful. So we've gone through all the stocks. We've identified percentage short float for all the ones that people are bumping. I know like everyone in chat is probably like, hey, we bump all stocks, but that's actually not true. Nokia, for example, you would not be buying if you, for example, wanted to do a squeeze. The whole reason that GME is working is because we're doing a squeeze. In addition to that, we also looked at who owns these things, right? Like a lot of the pressure comes when you have to force the person to cover their shorts. And so for a company like Melvin Capital, when they're only worth 12 billion, it doesn't take that much. But when you have this giant motherfucker who's 520 billion, it's going to be really hard to squeeze them, right? They just have too much capital. So what we did is we scraped this list, found all the puts, whether or not they hold or not, they have to buy at some point. Now they could just like repurchase and repurchase and repurchase and keep doubling down and eventually like just hold that position forever, but they would keep wasting money doing that. The one problem here that we see though is like, again, Nokia, a lot of people are like, buy this. If you believe that the stock is just undervalued, by all means, go for it. Same with BlackBerry. If you believe that the stock is just undervalued, fine, go for it. But if you're trying to get like this squeeze, it's really just like, to me, this is more indicative of like a pump and dump, not a legitimate short squeeze. And that's where the money was at with GME. That is where it's going to be at with AMC. That's not where it's going to be at with Nokia. It's not where it's going to be at with BlackBerry. Anyway, main takeaway here is AMC is looking strong. These numbers are outdated. As you can see, the data is old here. Pulled it as of 1/15/21, not the most recent data, which, you know, I'm putting my money on this. Like, I'm putting my money that this is reliable information. If this is not reliable, then, you know, fuck me. But this orange curve is all we care about. At 70% free float, I mean, we're going to keep watching it. I don't know how fast this updates, but if this gets higher and higher and it looks like people are just doubling down. But if you look at conversely, GameStop, you see a different trend, right? Like we were at over 100% and you can tell people, there's a big spike in GME, right? Well, the reason is because people are covering their loans. People who have overpurchased the shorts, they've been successfully squeezed, or sorry, they're now covering their shares or their shorts. And so that's going to bump up the price, which is exactly what happened. Now, there's still 85%, according to this graph, free floating, which means there's still plenty of room for it to grow. And actually, the more that people hold on to it and people are forced to buy at higher prices, then of course it's going to go higher. So that's something that, Wallstreetbets has going for it. You have to be careful, because if this gets too low, you should probably sell. So I'm just like keeping like 1530 seems like a great price to me. Whether or not, another big bet here though is like, will people hold? Will people figure this out? Will people even know about this curve? Will people hold it? I mean, I should be on the fucking Discord just spamming this shit, honestly, like I did with this when I was trying to get people to help me with it, which was awesome, by the way. People did I love like hive mentality. We got it done. But the fact that like this is actually 70% is fucking huge. Like that is really huge. So yeah, to the moon, baby. To the moon.